Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, how's everyone doing? Let me just check and make sure that we are indeed live. And Houston, we have liftoff here. And so we're going to get on and rock and roll with this thing. Give me one more Micah, check, check. Trying some new things out here with Smart Money Sisters. And so we are just rocking and rolling today. All right. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, a few months ago, the government gave us all stimulus packages, right? And its intent was to stimulate the economy, but it was positioned in a way that it was for you, the people, for your rent, for your food, because, and it was much needed resources because we all suddenly found ourselves in a situation, right? Called a pandemic, called COVID-19. And so the government had to come up with a way to try to stimulate the economy. So they did what? Gave us all $1,200 checks per person. That was great. So that was great. Also, they added the unemployment for people as well, right? They added unemployment. So they bumped up the unemployment to like $600 extra. And so some people were making more on unemployment than they were making at on their jobs. So of course, I am not going to work a little menial job because I'll just go get another one of those, right? Once this thing is over with. At least that's my thought and what I would be thinking if it were me. So those were all good, $1,200, $600 for unemployment for those of us that were receiving that, because there were some issues and some people weren't getting their checks and some people were having trouble even filing for unemployment or getting their money, getting any communication from the government, right? So here's the thing: we can receive, yes, but we don't want to depend on the system. So, this presentation, my sisters, is all about moving us from dependency on the world system and depending on kingdom resources and strategies. So, let me share my screen because I got screen share today, y'all. I got screen share today. All right, so you should be looking at my screen. And so today we're talking about create your own economic stimulus. Create your own economic stimulus. This is a challenge so that we sisters can make smart money moves in this moment. All right. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Tisha D. Colston, your smart money coach here at Smart Money Sisters, where we show women how to achieve financial freedom so she can create a life that she loves to live. My assignment here in the group is to facilitate growth both spiritually and naturally around the topic of money, Money. And so we're tearing down strongholds, attacking money mindsets, giving you tools, giving you resources, giving you strategies to help you make, manage, and multiply your money. And you can find me on the web at tishadcolston.com, also smartmoneysisters.com. We are still working on the website. And so why are they doing the yard right now? So funny. Anyway, all of my social media, you can find me at Tisha D. Colston, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and I didn't put it on the slides, sisters, but y'all already know TikTok, right? So, lastly, in the way of announcements, um, I'm working on a new workshop, my sisters, where I'm going to show you how to completely transform your mind, your beliefs around money so that you can receive the financial increase. So that's something that's coming up next. And then tonight, I'm going to be going live in the official Shades of Sisterhood group. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So go and join that group. It's a great community just to connect with other women. And that's what we need right now in this time. We need connection. We need to connect, and we want to connect with the right people. So come on in the group, see what they have to offer. Take a listen to what I'm going to present today. Do it by 8 p.m. though, but you can go in at any time. But do it by 8 p.m. so that way you can catch me live. All right. So on to today's topic, which is creating your own economic stimulus. And if you can, let's see here. I just want to make sure. Thank you, Apostle, because I see that you can hear me. I was concerned about that. Let me go and check before I'm doing all this talking and then it's not there, right, sisters? So yes, yes, make, manage, and multiply money is what Apostle said. That's exactly right there. So on to today's topic. What we're doing today here is we're just going to raise awareness, connect some dots, and then recommend some moves. And then in the comments, you can post any questions you have. If I don't see them, I don't get to them because I don't want this to be extra long, then we'll definitely link back up with you and answer those questions. Y'all know I'm really good about responding right after the live. So let's go ahead and get into this. So, little trivia, little funness going on here. I got 2 slides for this, true or false, but I couldn't make it, hey, I'm doing it. Today I did my best. Tomorrow I'll do better. So you already got the answers there, but I thought these were fun facts, true or false. So for the $100 bill, the cost to produce a $100 bill is $1. No, that's false. It costs 15.50 cents to produce one $100 bill, my sisters. And this is so now the second highest bill in circulation is the $100 bill. True or false? True. It's only behind the $1 bill. There are 12.5 billion Benjamins in circulation today. Isn't that something? So let me ask you this. Do you have any $100 bills in your wallet? Why is my battery going low? Hey, Kenny, can you grab me the cord for the battery for the computer over here, please? I got a notification that my computer battery is going low. I forgot when I brought it over here, I didn't plug it up. So, and then the second or the next one is talk about dear old Benjamin. Thank you, dear old Benjamin. Hold up, sisters, hold up. Talk about, well, I don't want to lose you. All right. So talk about the Benjamins, baby. Ben Franklin has always been on the $100 bill. That's false. The original $100 bill had the American eagle on it. It wasn't until 1914 that good old Ben was put on the $100 bill. Here's 2 more. The $100 bill could be worth $20,000. That's true. If you have the one that has a number 1 for the serial number, it could be worth $120,000 for you. All right. Hey, Teresa, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. All right. The $100 bill is not printed on paper, and that is true, sisters. Did you know that the $100 bill was printed on fabric, a combination of 25% linen and 75% cotton? So here's the thing. Do you have any of those $100 bills in your wallet? So I want to tell you this. You may have been on a course, okay, and you may have been, some of us, have had situations and things that come and they impact our lives, okay? Anything can change the course of your life. We have all learned this key thing is that our whole world was shifted. Our whole lives were shifted. Our thought process were shifted in what seemed to be a moment. Like the Bible says, it kind of reminds me of the Bible says, in a twinkling of an eye, because that's how it seemed to be. Okay. The twinkle of an eye, all of a sudden it was like, oh, wait, what? Wait. The trajectory of our lives had changed. And we have had those situations come when it comes to our finances. The biggest financial challenge of my life happened with this. I found myself separated from my ex-husband. Now, my sisters, I was making a good amount of money, but we had property and all these things, and there were things that were not getting paid, including the house that we were living in, including the rental house. There was only one rental house that was paid up to date. So I was not prepared for the unexpected. During the whole divorce procedures, it seemed like I got a lot. But let me tell you what happened. I got the homes that were in default. Now it seemed like, well, yeah, she's getting these homes, and he was just taking one, but he was taking the one. He wanted the one where the mortgage wasn't behind and there was already a renter in it. Okay. I took that deal, but I wasn't prepared, sisters, for the unexpected. So now I had to figure it out. I didn't have enough money to offset the financial losses, the financial loss of an extra income. And then let me tell you what else happened. To top that off, my job had announced that they were closing their doors in Bellevue. And now my divorce is almost final. They're closing the doors to the company, actually. And I had to either move or find a new job. Well, my kids, they were not they were in high school. My youngest were in high school. And so I didn't want to move them while they were in high school. Okay. So I stayed. So I stayed without a job. Of course, I got a little bit of money. Didn't last very long. By the time I paid my tithes, it didn't last very long. By the time I doubled up on my tithes because I just felt like the Lord was leading me to do that. You know, He will call you to do strange things during down times. Remember that. That's a key principle. But I had to make the adjustment in the way that I was doing things, the way that I was spending my money. I had to now pay attention. Before I could just do whatever I wanted to do. I mean, my clothes, my closet, I gave one sister at work, I gave her so many clothes because I had lost a bunch of weight. I gave her so many nice clothes. She's still asking me for clothes, okay? So I had to make the adjustment. I could not continue with life the way that I had been doing it. And this is the thing, is that when we face these extra economic times, we cannot continue with life the way that we have been doing it. So let me ask you this. What do you think of when you hear these statements? Financial capability and financial well-being, right? Well, financial capability, when I hear the statements, I think of, I'm capable of handling my finances, right? I got all the skills and the abilities to create money. A financial well-being, I think of everything is fine. I'm good. I'm good when it comes financially. And some of us are in those situations, but most of us are not. Let's look at this. The consumer finance, it's a part of the government. This is what they consider the 4 elements of financial well-being. Okay. You got to have 2: security and freedom of choice for the present moment and for the future. So for security, for the present moment, do you have control over your day-to-day, month-to-month finances, or are your finances controlling you? If you have control, then, that's one element. freedom of choice for the present, for right now, financial freedom to make the choices you want to make to enjoy your life. What does that mean? Whatever it is that it is for you that you want to do, are you able to make that a reality? Do you have the freedom of choice? And then looking forward, when it comes to security, do you have the capacity to absorb a financial shock? In this situation, because I had sold a house, we were able to, we had the capacity to absorb this financial shock. Because my husband is retired and he's getting that check in every month, we had the capacity to absorb the financial shock. So, do you have, looking forward, the capacity to absorb a financial shock? Um, And the last element is freedom of choice for the future. Are you on track to meet your financial goals? Do you have any of them? Do you see yourself realizing those goals coming in the future? So if you have all of those things, those are the four elements of what will be considered to be financial well-being. So listen, so what's going on? What's going on right now, right? What's the normal right now? Listen, before the pandemic, we already had stuff going on. Like, forget the pandemic. Before the pandemic, a lot of us were already in situations. Here's the financial picture, okay? The median net worth for Caucasian was $127,000. The median net worth for Black folks is $8,000. That's a big gap. The median net worth for Latino, 16,000. Hey, at least they're more than Black, but surely no one's more than white folks. But when you put it all together, the median net worth for all American household is $99,000. But as you can see, which side of that median are you on? I was looking at something a while ago, and I don't have the numbers for you, but it was talking about what poor is, and it was just crazy because of the economy and where we are right now. Low income is way higher than what we think. So when you look at $8,000 being an average for Black people, or even 16,000 being an average for Latino, it's no wonder when we talk about how come we can't, people will say, well, why can't you people pull it out? Well, that's why we don't have the money to do that. Okay. And then let's just look at credit. 48% of all Americans have credit scores less than 720. Listen, you need to have a credit score of 720. That puts you in the good category. But 48% of Americans, we ain't talking about Black, white, Latino, nothing. Americans have a credit score less than 720, which means that we're not paying our bills. Okay. Hi, Tiffany. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining in. 20% of Americans do not use credit at all. Now, somebody might say, is that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing? You know what? It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. You need to have good credit, right? They said cash is king. Listen, that motto is an old motto. Credit is king, and cash is moving into the queen position. Okay. Let's look at this one. 2 out of 5 households lack the savings to get them through the financial shock. Did you have savings to get you through? I was listening on a live with one of the sisters, and they was doing this conference, and she was talking about, it's kind of, abrupt for those that may, touch you hard, but her thing was, hi, Susan, thanks for joining. But her thing was this: people don't have $600 in their bank account. Now, if we serve this great, big, wonderful God who owns the whole world, and they and them that live in it, how come we don't have $600 in our account? we don't have enough to get us through any financial shocks. Okay. 2 out of 5 households don't have enough savings to do that. So where are you? Are you in the 2 or are you in the 5? Okay. Or are you in the other 3? Households with volatile income are 2 times to more likely to fall behind on bills. Volatile income, your income fluctuates. You have a job where it's depending on someone else. Things like that. You're 2 times more likely to fall behind on bills. Let's look at student debt. Oh my goodness. 2018, the median student debt owing was $18,000. 2008. So it's growing. And who knows what it looks like right now. Why we're trying to get in there. So here's the deal. I was talking with one of the financial coaches who decided to put this all together. And then so I just went and made my own presentation for it. But we wanted to do a Make Money Moves challenge so that you can generate some income, so you can start to reduce your debt, so you can start to improve your credit, so that you can put money in your savings or start investing, so that you can start building assets and accumulations. The thing and the reason why is that we have to have a voice. And listen, money moves, okay? And so we have to create those cushions. We need to actually begin to recenter our thought processes and our minds from, well, what does the system have? Like, I was not tripping when if the system didn't send me my money right away. But some people are, can I say that, tripping because the system didn't send them the $1,200 because they needed it. And I get it. I have been there, done that. No judging here. What I'm saying is we have got to move the needle forward and begin to tackle this thing, begin to generate more income, begin to reduce our debt, begin to improve our credit, begin to save, begin to build assets and things like that. There's nothing like it when you have an asset, okay? When you have assets. So when you talk about financial planning through the year 2021, because sometimes you're like looking at 2020 like, oh my God, that's just done for and over. Hi, Lisa. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. That's just done and over. So today, let's say we're on an even playing field today, right? We're here today. I don't know if you guys can see this thing going back and forth, but I'm circling the today. We're here today, and we have 3 directions that we can go, sis. We can either, continue with maybe some stress and fear and panic, and our situation will get much, much worse because we're stable and we're not doing anything. Or we can just continue in survival mode. What do you know about survival mode? I know about all 3 of these elements, okay? Survival mode, panic mode, but where's your future going to be in 9 to 18 months from now? Are you going to be much worse? Are you going to be surviving? Or here's the better option. Are you going to be way better because you're going to focus, you're going to plan, you're going to act? And so that puts you in a mode of thriving. And that's the mindset that we want to have. The focus, plan, action, thrive, way better, right? I don't know. Is that what you want? Because that's what I want, okay? So yes, Lisa, we have got to stop depending on the government to bail us out. Not when, listen, y'all all don't get me started preaching, because the scripture that I love is, remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that has given you the power to obtain wealth, as he promised it to your forefathers this day. You have power in you to obtain wealth. So we have to tap into the power, tap into God. People think, oh, well, God and money? You bet you. God is not even, I heard this said one time, heaven doesn't have money. It has strategies and ideas and things like that. But God knows that we need the cash. We need those digits in order to do what we need to do, in order to fulfill kingdom purposes, in order to eat, in order to pay rents and things like that. Okay. I'm off my box. But just remember this: as a woman thinketh in her heart, so is she. I know the Bible says man, but I'm talking to the sisters. As a woman, as a sister, thinks in her heart, so is she. So listen, this is the thing. Where are you thinking? What are you thinking? Which level of your mindset are you on right now? Are you on the want to afford to pay my life, pay my bills? That's the break even mindset. Some of us are, hey, wherever you find yourself obtaining to, that's it. But just know that there's a ladder that you can continue to go up, because I know that there are people, because I've been there, who couldn't afford to pay my bills. And I just needed to get to the break even mindset. I just needed to break even. Okay. Then once I broke even, then it was okay. Now I just want to be at the comfortable place where I can pay my bills every month. As a matter of fact, it is such a blessing to be able to look at your money and look at your bills and say, oh, well, can I pay my water bill in advance? Can I pay my light bill in advance? Let me put an extra $100 on my light bill, so when it comes next month, I don't have to pay, but it'll come like that. So would you like to be in a position to be comfortable, to have surplus? I want to have extra and not just break even. That's one level. I've been there. Next level, I want to be an owner. Oh my gosh, I had this plan in my head, my sisters. I was going to own a home by the time I was 30, and then I was going to take the equity from that home and go buy a rental home. And I ended up doing that. Ended up buying a home. I ended up buying a home for my sister. I ended up buying a home for moving out of that home, moving into the next home, renting that one. Ended up going and buying a triplex. Come on, you want to be an owner. You want to be in the place where your mindset now is that you can produce assets, okay? And that leads you to the last one, where your economic centered mindset is that total financial freedom. Total financial freedom. So whatever level mindset you have, you want to be working on getting to the next level. I want to be where if I can't afford to pay my bills, that's where I'm at right now. Let's not even think about producing assets right now. Let's get you to the point where you can afford to pay your bills and you can pay them on time, right? And then we'll get you through to the next steps, right? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time. So, income generation challenge. Challenge yourself to produce more. I don't care what level of income you are on right now. Let's challenge ourselves to create an extra $1,000 more in our income than we do right now. So whatever level you are right now, how can I get to the next level, right? If I'm making $4,000, how can I get to $4,500 in the next 3 months? If I'm making $4,500 now, because I've achieved that goal, how do I get to in another 3 months to the make $1,000 more? And now I'm making $5,500 extra or a month. And then so on and so on. Maybe I get to a year from now and I am making $7,500. It is possible when you have focused intent. Let's look at what it looks like with the credit builder. If you challenge yourself with credit. So maybe you have a 620. Maybe you don't even have a 620. Listen, let me tell you something. Sis. My credit was up here in the almost to the 800s prior to divorce. I went to go get I didn't went to go get, he came knocking on the door and he wanted to offer me an alarm system. And I was going to do it because I was single. It was just me and the dog. The kids was in and out, just me and the dog. And he ran my credit. I didn't know he was going to have to run my credit for that. Ran my credit. And can I tell you something, sisters? My credit now was down in the 5s. He couldn't give it to me. He could not give me the alarm system because of where my credit was. Challenge yourself. My heart sunk. I had to hold back the tears because I had worked so hard to get it to where it was. I could tell you stories from before, from no credit to building up the credit to dropping back down to, I can tell you about the yo-yo, but this was the last yo-yo. And now my credit was like five, like low, like 510. I can't even remember what it was. And my heart sunk. And I had to really hold back from crying in that moment because now I had less income. I had less income for real. No, nothing, right? I had kids at home. I had my oldest son at home and him and his wife and they had twins and they were there and she was pregnant, so she was having another one and they were on welfare. They were getting food stamps. They weren't paying me anything extra for nothing. Occasionally, maybe buying something for food. That was my fault, right? That was my fault. The Lord told me I needed to have boundaries. You got to set you some boundaries, sisters, boundaries. Okay, let me move along because I could go on. But I was so heartbroken because my credit score. But if you increase your credit score by 50 points, you know how good it feels? Look, listen, my credit score is back in the 700s now. Incrementally, it has happened, okay? One bite at a time. So, debt reduction challenge. Reduce your debt to income ratio down to 12 by 12%. Just take it a big chunk, 5%, 12%, whatever your number is. Pay off enough debt to get your payments down to $120 a month for every $1,000 of your income. So if you only making $2,000 a month, your debt, extra debt, shouldn't be any more than $240. Does that make sense? The basic thing is challenge yourself to reduce your debt. I'm debt free, sisters. The only time I am not debt free is when I put stuff on this one credit card that I use, and then I go and I pay that off. And I do that to keep my credit history going. Okay. It's such freedom. Investing, right? Challenge yourself for savings and investing, setting aside 1 month of income for a cushion. Strive to do that. Doing those activities, do the activities that's going to help you save automatically. The bank roundup program, the app, there are apps for that. So you can investigate that more. And then asset accumulation, purchase your next first property, get into the first time home buyers program, see what is it going to take, right? What is going to take for me to qualify to purchase my home, my investment home, okay? Or my first home, whichever one. So make money challenge, make your financial goals visible, challenge yourself. The only way that you can do that is to begin to make your financial goals visible. Don't have this stuff in your head. Get it out of your head, get it into the paper and see. Listen, I got these little journals. If you want to buy one, go to webejournaling.com. Okay. You see that on there. Listen, you can make it cute if you want to. Make your financial goals visible. Okay. Establish your why. You got to have a good why. We talk about that in business, but you know what? You got to have a good why. You think about what's that show with Will Smith? What was that show with Will Smith, Kenny? No, the one where he was they were living, him and his son, and they were living in the train station, and y'all know that story. I can't remember that story right now. Pursuit of Happiness. Yes, Pursuit of Happiness. He had a big why. He kept pushing that one thing. He kept pushing that one thing. He kept pushing. He was determined. He was determined to make it, and he did. Establish your why, and you will achieve your goals, because you will commit every day to act in agreement with your goals. Okay. So next thing is commitment. Commit every day to act in agreement with your future financial self. Wherever picture you see yourself in the future, commit to doing that. Write benefit statements that energize you. When you're writing things and you're doing things, make it make sense for you. Okay. All right. So
I want to introduce to you the Make Money Moves 90-day challenge, okay, to create your own economic stimulus. And so I have this planning tool right here that you can write down the areas, your area of focuses, your current goal, your goal, and then the steps you're going to take to achieve that goal, and who's going to hold you accountable to the goal. So, and then it has this, when you go on and you register, you'll get this little example sheet, and then you'll have blank sheets so that you can begin to do this. I want to start this 90-day challenge on July 15th. So download your planning tool so you can start doing that now, because you don't want to just willy-nilly do stuff, okay? Yes, Lisa, pursuit of happiness. Thank you. You don't just want to just willy-nilly just do stuff. You want to be intentional. So what are you going to be your areas? These are all the areas I talked about today. You may have another area of focus for finances. So if you talk about your income and your income is $4,000 a month, how can you raise it to $5,000 a month by mid-October? Right? That's July, then August, September, October 15th. What can you do in the next 90 days to increase your income by next month? Could you generate another stream of income? Could you monetize a knowledge that you have? Could you sell a new product or a service? What could you do? I saw this thing. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I posted this on Facebook because I came across this certification site. They just give certifications away. They had a certification, sis. Certification on taking selfies. How many of you know somebody bought that course? Somebody bought that course. What do you know how to do that you can make money? Somebody will pay you to learn what you know. You don't even have to know a lot. When you figure out the idea, then you can go and learn. Learn, do, teach. Learn, do, teach. I'm not telling you anything I haven't done. Okay. Learn, do, teach. Who's going to hold you accountable for that? Well, I'm going to hold myself accountable for that. And then I'm going to talk this over with my hubby, and he's going to help me hold myself accountable to making sure I achieve that, right? Different things. I'm going to move my credit score from 650 to 700 by October 15th. Could you do that? Maybe it's 25 points. It doesn't have to be 50. Maybe it's 10 points, whatever it is. How can I do that? Well, I'm going to reduce my balances to 30% of the limit. You know that utilization rates impact your credit. If you max out your credit card, you'll see, play with it and watch and see if you want to. Pay it down to less than 30% and watch your credit score raise up. Get a credit builder loan. I use Lender. I'm going to drop the link. Because if you use my link, I get $10. You get the opportunity to use your link, and then you can go share that with somebody else, and you can get $10. Okay. So I get $10, you get $10. And if you do it again, you get $10 and they get $10. Okay. Oh, wait, unless they change that. They might have changed that because they changed companies. So don't quote me on that, but you will get $10. So help me get to my goal. Use the link. Anyway, I got a video for that. I'll put the video in the description, and you can see how that program works and use my link to sign up. All right. What about debt? What can you reduce your debt to by October 15th? What about savings? What can you put in your savings account so you can have that cushion by November, by October 15th, whatever? What is your area of focus? Well, maybe you can't buy a house in 3 months, but maybe you can buy one by next year. You can put that on your agenda, because your position right now is that you're renting and you're going to just buy a condo by April of 2021. What are you going to do for that? You're going to go to the home buyer service program. You're going to do those things. So here's what I want you to do, my sisters. I'm going to put this link in there. I want you to register for the challenge, bit.ly/SMS make money moves. It has to look just like that, or Bitly won't take it. But make money, SMS, that's Smart Money Sisters, make money moves, and join us for the challenge. Join us in the challenge community. We're going to encourage one another. We're going to talk to one another every single week about how we are doing in this challenge. Every Monday, I'm going to talk about the challenge. I'm going to check in with you, see what questions you have, and we're going to get there. And we are going to get there together. All right. So that's it. That's all I have for you for now. If you found this valuable, I want you to share this out with your sisters. Invite them to Smart Money Sisters group. That's all I got for you today, guys. Join the challenge. Let's change the trajectory of our lives so that we are no longer impacted by the things that happen in this world. God will give you strategy. He said, I give you power to obtain wealth. That's strategy. That's knowledge. He will download to you what you can do. It's an individualized plan. IP. He will give you an individualized plan. So that's it for today. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you. Be gracious unto you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Bye. As soon as I figure out how to do it. Y'all like my Zoom? All right. Okay. Maybe I have to stop share first. I don't know. How do I do it, sisters? Stop share. I'll see you guys.